Hey YouTube, it's a Terrence kind of thing coming back at you with another video. Okay, so I am still here at work. Work is going good. We're getting the cases done, and when you get the cases done, you get to take some more breaks. So, um, but anyway, I wanted to tell you guys about upcoming things that I plan on doing with the channel. And one of those things, I'm gonna be doing like some reviews, not necessarily having a video up, but just talking about certain things, maybe restaurants that I've been to. Um, I shop a lot at Big and Tall Men, or DXL, as some of the bigger fellas may know of it, or oh, there's all kind of different names, but Big and Tall Men, or the DXL store. So maybe I'll do some reviews about the clothing there, certain things that you just really don't see enough of on YouTube. Okay, but the first, like, I guess the main thing I wanted to discuss was tennis, because you guys know I'm a big tennis fan. I'm a big tennis player, and I'm literally, well, I probably shouldn't say this because my nephew's going to be watching, and he doesn't like when I say that I'm big. But so we're going to say that I am a solid tennis player. Pretty solid, stocky guy. And I love playing tennis. And what I wanted to talk about was just little things here and there about tennis and some of the anatomy. Because people don't really, even some people that play tennis don't necessarily know these things, okay? So, first, I like to say that the tennis court is something that can be, you can have different types of court. You have your hard court, you have your clay court, you have your grass court, and um, and they all play differently. Okay, they all play different, and you can do different things with each surface. Me personally, if I were to say what is my most, or answer, what's my most favorite surface, it will definitely be hard court. I've managed to play on clay, and to be honest, I haven't played like on a grass court, but I've actually have played somewhat of tennis on the grass growing up. So that may be a little different, but it could still be a little similar. But I for myself, I know it will be hard courts, hands down. And as far as the other parts of the actual court, because I learned this at an early age and really connecting with tennis, even before I started playing on the level that I was on when I was in like high school on varsity team, was learning the different um, the different what's the word the key elements and the points, and the strategies about the actual court and the net itself. Like, for instance, flat and topspin both are very powerful ways to strike your the ball with your ground strokes, but it all plays a big part. The net plays a big part in that, because you have the 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 middle of the net is at its lowest, and then your both edges, your both ends sides of the net is at it's at its tallest. Okay, so it's higher. The middle of the net is lower. The both sides of the nets are higher. So I mean, just common sense, a given would be, if you go to strike a ball and you want to hit down the line and you're hitting over the higher part of the net, there's probably there's like less likely, there's a chance of hitting the ball in the net, or clipping the tape, or maybe going out if you don't have a certain amount of topspin on that ball. But even when you have topspin, you still are increasing that margin for error. So some people play it safe. Sometimes I do, Lord knows, when I'm down a little bit. I might just go in the middle and do a slice or even like a topspin in the very middle of the court. And next would be okay. So people may say, well, okay, it's based on the baseline. Is that better than cross court to cross court? But based on the baseline, you have 78 feet. Cross court to cross court, you have 82. So if you do more cross court play, you would give yourself 4 more feet, and that's more distance. So when you're going for a forehand or you're going for a backhand, there's a less likely a chance. I mean, you still can hit the ball out, you still can hit the net, no matter what. But you are decreasing your chances of not getting the ball. You're decreasing your chances of the ball going out, and you're increasing your chances of the ball going inside of the court. But again, it all of it does go back to your technique, and also I just feel like a little bit of luck kind of goes a long way too, because sometimes you can do everything right and the ball still may go out. But me, I would suggest cross court to cross court instead of baseline to baseline. And a lot of people don't know that, And I think if you are doing doubles, which would be, two players against two players, you can have your mixed, which is a female and a male, against another female and a male. And yes, the men are serving to the female just as well as the male. And you can uh, you and when you are in the doubles, you can definitely utilize the entire court. You have your double alleys opened up. Okay, in singles, you only have the singles side, and if you hit in the doubles alley, that ball is out. But so in doubles, I feel like the chances of you getting the ball in, it does increase, but also you are playing now. You have two opponents instead of one, so there's so many different factors that go in with it. I mean, you have your pros and cons, and personally, I feel like they're neck and neck. um, and what would be another thing to discuss? I definitely feel like serving. Serving is probably it can be your weakest, it can be your strongest, it can be you could it could be something where you're just not completely comfortable with, but if you work on it, it can definitely make a difference. I like to talk about my serve a little bit. So if Pierre or a couple of others are watching, as I talk about this, I'm going to be humble, but I feel like my serve is fairly decent. I think that I have definitely not necessarily a kick, but I can put a little kick on it. But definitely more of a slice and a flat serve. I like the pace, and I like placement, and I think um, all of that's so important. I mean, it's as if like you're, Serena serving, and you go up to the baseline and you toss. The toss doesn't change, but you can send that ball in any direction, be it up the tee or out wide or in the body, and frankly, I feel like in the body is like right in the middle. Okay, and that's pretty much where your opponent, the person who's returning the serve, is standing, because it's a guess, it's a gamble. You can go backhand or forehand. So it's so many different avenues with this, and I don't think people understand. And I don't want to say don't respect, but they just don't understand the game and how much goes into it. It's so not just hitting a ball with the racket and just okay getting it in back and forth. It's so much more to it. I think a lot of people, sports are. I mean, I love sports in general, but a lot of people put more energy on soccer and football and basketball and baseball and even golf, in which golf is is a it's a highly important, very strategic, technique game sport, and but tennis is right up there, and I just don't think it gets the credit that it needs. And as I travel the country, not a lot of people are doing it more. Seem like in the past decade, but it's still not as popular as some of the others, especially in my high school. And that's what I love to promote and I love to push. I'm like tennis, tennis, tennis because it's so amazing. And there's so many people, so many children out there, and just people in general that are so talented and even just got a knack for it. They just get on the court and the hand and eye coordination connects and they want to explore it even more. And before you know it, it's like they're 3-5, 4-0, 4-5 players. It definitely is something that is quite unique and very interesting. And like I said, people that even do play don't understand the anatomy maybe as well as they should. Me, for instance, like give me a tiebreak, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm lost to this day because, and again, not to boast and brag, but I hardly ever done tie breaks, and I've watched them, but when you're watching it, I'm not really trying to keep the score. I am looking at, I'm just hoping that the person that I'm, rooting for and hoping to win. So I'm not really looking at a lot of the educate. I'm not really looking at it for as like an educational purpose, which I need to get better at. I need to comprehend better and pay attention more when I do watch those tie breaks, and when I do find myself in one, which seems like it's been more so happening now that my best friend Pierre is he has like unlocked like the level of I am going to go out there and give it 110% each time. I mean, lethal forehand, serves are stronger, just an all around, all court player, which is it can become intimidating. So you gotta get in there, you gotta give it your all, or you will be in a tie break, and then you will probably be like me with not knowing. Um, not knowing what to do when you're in the tie break. So yeah, it's in above everything else, it's so much fun. It's so much fun, but I just feel like, including myself, I need to continue to read up on it, still just practice my craft as much as I can. And I encourage you guys to do that as well. And how I'm going to make this a little bit easier is I will be talking about this more and more and more. And that's the deal. That's what I wanted to kind of get into with this video, is saying that yeah, I will have maybe a little bit of series going on with tennis talk, and maybe what not to do, what you probably should do, and what you may want to incorporate into your overall game, and even the mental about it, because it's so just as physical, it's just as mental. It's a very interesting sport. That's how I look at it. I love it. So anyway, I hope you guys stay tuned. I hope you are watching. I hope you are enjoying some of the content. And yeah, I'm trying to touch base on a lot of things and stuff, but I want to just kind of keep you guys informed. Like I said, I still don't have my community tab. Hopefully, I'll get it. And yeah, until then, I am going to. I'm going to talk to you later, okay? Well, you guys have a great one. All right, bye bye.